If you've been watching for a little while, you may know that on the 17th of Hello?
Nah, mate, things have changed a bit. Plans have changed, you know what I mean?
But you said...
Yeah, I know, but plans change a massive not.
So I stand corrected, no, there's apparently not going to be a stream, but there is.
We'll see you next time. We'll see you on, well, July 17th. We'll catch you then.
Yeah, we'll give news.
We'll give you some news on July 17th.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Without spoiling. No spoiler.
Stop it now.
So we have a couple of little things to discuss. They put out a tweet and mentioned that there's not going to be a live stream, but on the live stream they said they hinted at what seemed to mention that there is going to be a live stream. By the way, we're customizing this. I'm in love. That's incredible. No, I was expecting there to be an update because of pretty much what they had mentioned. They mentioned what it seems to be like they're going to be planning a live stream for said update per se. But it looks like it may just be an update to the live summit, and the update may come out around Gamescom. I think that's pretty much ultimately the way it's gonna look like if we don't get any update information whatsoever during this stream, or if there is no stream during this announcement of the information, which is great. It must mean that we're going to get some very basic summit update information, and then when it comes to Gamescom, that's when we can expect the expansion stuff. But I wanted to make this video just to kind of discuss that a little bit with you. That is ridiculous. We're going with the ducktail. I wanted to make this video just to discuss that with you a little bit. While we build one of the cars, as we mentioned, we're trying to collect as many cars as we possibly can before the new expansion. Look at that! And then we got these. You know, that's ridiculous. I go for the middle. The middle just looks cool. And a bit of carbon on the lights as well. Red stitching. I don't want red seats. Actually, let's go with the red seats there. And a bit of carbon. No, so I wanted to make a video just discussing that because realistically, what are we expecting? What getting our hopes up over nothing? Are we just imagining things about this update because we've heard two contradicting almost bits of information? Realistically, there's two main reasons they would mention it like this or announce it like this. The idea one could have been that the stream was going to happen. There was going to be a stream to talk about all the features and stuff, and we're going to see a little bit more about the update. Although they need more time for the update, and they want to coincide it along with the release of the next expansion. Maybe I gave them the idea. Maybe I'm a bad influence. Maybe I'm the reason that we're not getting any update information whatsoever. No, seriously though, it seems so far that what is the case is the 17th may just be some information on the new versions of the summit. But that does mean another topic for us to discuss. If you go onto the summits as of right now, if we go over to, for example, the activities, actually we'll have to go to the HQ. Going over to the summit, this is the Red Bull currently event going on, and it's not really particularly one to bother with too much. But if you want gold parts, go for it. Anyway, so next week is the 17th to 24th, which is quite interesting actually. So what's interesting about this is obviously this Ferrari we imagine may possibly be in a new spec. If it's not, it's just a car that we can already buy anyway, so it's kind of pointless in a way. But this is the last technical summit. If you look over onto the next one, it's Polar Rush, and if you've actually played any of the summit from the beginning, you'll know that this was the very first summit that they actually brought to the game, and then the Rising Sun summit was the first one with a proper car. Now, a lot of people are somewhat excited about getting the Evo 10 again, or having the option to get the Evo 10 again, but unfortunately for those people, unfortunately for those that have it and want to keep it and be the master race, you'll know that they're actually swapping these out. These are temporary summits. Apparently, they're going to be swapped out during this update, which would make sense because this is the 17th to 24th. That gives them time to update. So when they talk about the summit switching out on the 17th, in my mind, surely by the 24th, there would have been an update, or on the 24th, and these will be basically non-existent in the game. Which then obviously brings on the question, what do you want from the next summit update? Now, I want it to stay as is. It's quite difficult, and when I really want something, it makes me try like a blooming madman. And I like that. I like that a lot, just for the reason that it keeps me coming back, and it keeps me trying, keeps me grinding on the game. I personally am loving it, and it seems to be working for Ivory Tower because they mentioned that more people are playing now than there was at launch. And that's a pretty amazing feat, especially considering that there's been no paid expansion yet. Usually it would make more sense for that to happen when the paid expansion comes out. because obviously you get the people that already own the game and the people that bought the expansion trying out the game, having a good old time. But normally, free updates aren't enough to bring back more of the majority of the player base. So what do I really request from this summit? A little bit on terms of changes. Now, obviously, I want some new vehicles to be unlocked. I think it would be a brilliant way to bring some more cars that are already in the game in different specs. Like, for example, there was the Huracan, and then the Huracan Performante was added. The Huracan is normally a street race car, and the Huracan Performante was a hypercar, which makes perfect sense. Other than that, I would really like to see some more variation in the events. It pretty much seems to be mostly street race and hypercar, which makes total sense. Obviously, boat races aren't particularly a fan favorite, or plane races aren't particularly a fan favorite. I would like to see some more of those, but what I would also like to see is a lot more of the monster truck events. I don't know why they haven't actually used the monster truck events yet. It doesn't make any sense because that was introduced with the summit in the first game. It's just the perfect style of event for something like a summit. So more kind of freestyling events as such in general would be pretty sweet. I'm grateful that there's no PvP requirement in this one like there was in the crew one. That's something that I definitely do not want to see. It wasn't my favorite feature. It was decent, but as we've seen with the likes of Forza, it's not really a brilliant idea because it depends on the whole teamwork per se, and sometimes that team is random people, and random people sometimes aren't that great. But that can't just be it. If they're going to do the summit, update the summit per se, would they really just do the summit and nothing else? I feel like there may be some new vanity items. It may all revolve around the summit, which it would be a safe bet to make, in that maybe they're going to add the option to have custom license plates now, or be able to have vanity license plates as per were promised from early on as one of the updates. My hope would be that the first communication was correct and the second one was just a community manager or community Twitter person not exactly knowing 100% of the details and not knowing what's been announced and such. Obviously, it was a very small clip at the end of a live stream, so they may have not known, or maybe have been. I'm sure they would have got 100% clear to say that on a live stream so confidently. Surely that would have been pretty set in stone at that point. Oh, drifting in the rain photo op. I'll take it. There we go. We got to do the photo mode there. These photo ops, I like when they actually coincide with what I'm doing. Here we go. Give me that. It's an awful shot, I know, but I don't want to share the photo now. I just wanted the money for it. Give me the moolah. Give me the 15 grand, I think it is, for completing this. Actually, is it more because I have the perks? Is this technically an event? Oh my god, it is. I get 19 grand for taking a photo. Don't mind if I do. It's a strange one in that obviously the expansion is coming out, so I don't particularly want to say, oh, I expect so much stuff to be added, because they really build the expansion and then split off the free and the paid stuff in that way. So are they actually going to release an update before the expansion comes out? Is there even an expansion? Are we just in an echo chamber here, imagining that there is actually an expansion when there clearly isn't? There's so many ways that this could go. My final verdict, my final prediction on exactly what's going to happen and coincide with expansions and everything. I think we're going to get an expansion announced at Gamescom. There's going to be a free side and a paid side. I know that much because that's how Ivory Tower do it. Maybe that means this update is not going to be on schedule because they're supposed to be every 3 months. But if you didn't know, there's been no schedule released past that of the final one that we got, which was about 3 months ago now, actually. This update is possibly going to be a very minute update. I think worst case we will get basically just a summit refresh, nothing more. I think that the best case, and I like to think that Ivory Tower have done this, we will get a summit-based update, but we'll get some refreshes to the game in general, in the fact of we're going to have vanity license plates, more vanity items, more vanity tires, more vanity smokes, vanity nitrous colors would be a nice one to add. Vanity horns is something that people like. More clothing items would be pretty nice, because I feel like I've been wearing the same clothes as my character for a really long time. And I think minuscule updates, for example, they added the option to mute the TV in the HQ, which was one of the best things ever. My controller just literally died. Something on the lines of creating special stickers yourself for the livery editor and being able to share them. Additions to current features in game, but improving upon them. No major new features per se, or maybe they'd worked on a spec a while ago and they're going to be slotting it in with this, but it would also make sense to throw that into the paid expansion. So I think I'm going to go with the bet of improving current features, maybe some new events and such. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. I would love to know. I'm quite excited for this whole to unveil, basically starting from the 17th, because literally the 17th of July, and if we're right, the update should be out on the 24th. Release that update. They have literally less than a month to announce the expansion at Gamescom, which means we'll get 2 updates pretty close to each other, which is why I think it's going to be a pretty small one, but I think it's going to be a nice one to keep us going until Gamescom comes around. I'm actually more excited for Gamescom this year than I am E3, and that's just crazy. E3's already done. It's gone. I felt like it didn't even exist. Anyway, please be sure to smash like, friends. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. And I'm wondering what cars you would like to see in the summit. I'm hoping for some more kind of twists on even current cars, how we had the Performante and the Carbon Edition Chiron. We need a Carbon Edition Devo, for example. And maybe a new icon points, icon level car. That would be pretty sweet. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.